Okay, so the main purpose of this video is to mention the screening process. I always talk about how they screen out the righteous people. Well, not always, but many videos I have. Another way to look at it is God is screening out the bad people. And when you screen out things, right? Say you're screening out the dirt and you want only the gold on top of the screen or something. You know, only the big gold nuggets. You're screening out all the dirt, and you're shaking the screen right and left, you know, and things are, you're sifting through it, right? And things are falling through the screen. And you're shaking and you're sifting. And after a while, as you pluck out the gold, for instance, to keep it simple, there's less gold available. So you see, while the scum are screening out the righteous and the world is coming to an end, God is taking the few righteous left. You know, there's less and less of them. Less and less of them. You know, they're screening out through the whole pile of dirt and the whole fucking mountain, and they're screening and there's less and less, and there's less righteous people that go to heaven, and fewer and fewer and fewer. You know, it's almost done. When there are so few left, or there are none left, depending on how you look at it, there's no point in having the earth as we know it anymore. The screening process is done. There was fewer and fewer until they were close to none or none. This is why they don't care about the prescription pill babies. They don't care about the Oxycontin babies. They're just like crack babies. You know, they don't care. Most people are on drugs. You know, it's like the snake on the catechist symbol. They're getting bit from both sides. You know, they take alcohol and prescription pills and painkillers and psychiatric pills, and they're getting bit because they control all these things. And they're also getting bit by the illegal drugs. They say, oh, we're going to smoke, you know, coke or meth or heroin and weed where it's still illegal in the world. And, you know, they're getting bit from both sides. Everyone's drugged up. They don't care. 1 in 4 women are on psychiatric meds. How many of them are on painkillers and alcoholics and coke addicts and potheads? And everybody has there's like, you know, what's your poison? It's what the bartender tells you, right? In some bars, you know, it's an old saying, right? They say, pick your poison, you know? And for those of you who aren't on poison, they find a way to poison you. They say, oh, well, he doesn't do any legal drugs. Let's try to get him on psych meds. Let's try to get his friends to get him on some drug. It's part of Western culture to be drugged up on something while the sifting continues and intensifies as time goes on. The devil is playing his part, which is completely despicable, unforgivable, reprehensible, appalling, deplorable, what have you. But it's still serving its purpose. Because like it or not, no matter how much horrible stuff goes on, to some degree, this is what God wants. To some degree, earth is serving its purpose, is fulfilling its role. Now, all the people who have chosen to serve the devil and be materialistic and conformist like women tend to be, who are indifferent, who only think about themselves, just worry about yourself, you know, be drugged up, fornicate, you know, seek, you know, pursue happiness and end up settling for fun and going to hell and burning, you know, all you people on drugs, you know, and eating preservatives and eating New World Order GMOs and fillers and additives, you know, I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and think about what is in my bloodstream and semen, because there's a thin line between semen and blood. What is in my DNA right now? What is in my body right now? And how will it be passed on to my descendants? What will happen when I have a child? All you pregnant women or women who plan to be pregnant, I want you to look in the mirror and say, how will my baby turn out? Will they be a crack baby? Will they be more inclined to smoke weed? Will they have the genes of alcoholism more prevalent and abundant, ubiquitous in their DNA? Perhaps they will be effexor babies, Lamictal babies, Depakote babies, Zoloft babies, Prozac babies, tranquilizer babies, antidepressant babies, mood stabilizer babies, Adderall babies. You know, the drugs that are almost the same as methamphetamines. Perhaps you're a heroin addict who's been given morphine, or that one drug, I can't think of it right now, that's almost the same as morphine, to cure your heroin addiction, quote unquote, and your babies will be that kind of babies. Morphine babies, basically. What kind of babies will you bring into this world? Psychotropic, psychoactive, psychiatric, addicted, psychiatric pale babies? You know? Antipsychotic babies? You know, the antipsychotic pills. Powerful, potent pills that no doubt affect your cognition, your neurological orientation, the structure of your brain even. Why do you think they call them shrinks? Because they used to remove part of the brain to try to treat mental disorders, which literally shrinks your brain. A bunch of electroshock, sadistic shrinks, you know, chose to, you know, cut it down a notch, you know, turn it down just a notch. Turn their sadism, their eugenics down a notch, and everyone thinks that it's mental health care now. Oh, they care. Big Pharma, the drug cartels, legalized medical marijuana, legalized marijuana. The nutrients they put in hydroponics. How do all these things affect the body? I've talked about, you know, the artificial sweeteners. I've talked about the different ingredients in sodas and the pesticides and the things that make you more feminine, you know. Being feminine means that you are less prone to aggressive behavior. You are less likely to want to man up, to put it simply. What kind of baby will yours be? I wonder. Seeing how most of you are considered pretty normal, unless you're from the gang stalking, you know, crowd of my followers. You know, literally, you know, they follow my channel, so my subscribers. You know, most of you have a pretty normal life. Pretty mild, you know. You'll probably have alcoholic babies. You'll probably have weed head babies. Which isn't as bad as other things, but it's still controlled. All of you are the opposition to the New World Order, so in a way you're all controlled opposition. You're drugged into submission. Just like they put Rohypnol into women's drinks and rape them in fraternities, in the military sometimes, but definitely in the fraternities a whole lot, and in other fraternities, secret or otherwise. What kind of baby will yours be? Will they be a submissive sheep who's drugged up? You know, are you giving your child a fair chance to compete with the elite? They don't feed their babies these things. A lot of their elite societies have rules that they can't take drugs. And the ones who do take drugs, you see, they're the rich people. They can afford to take drugs and dick around and take advantage of the system. They have think tanks, secretaries, assistants, subordinates, what have you, doing the work for them. So if they party all day, who cares? They're going to be rich anyway. They have this old money that's going to keep passing down generation after generation until someone like me or someone of like minds does something. They're going to dick around and it's okay. But if you do the same, you think you're cool, you think you can party like a rock star without being one, you think you can party like the Wolf of Wall Street without being him, what will happen to you? You will be impoverished. You will be destitute, poor, indebted to your oppressors, while you're drugged up, feeling indifferent and very unlikely to turn to revolution, to participate in revolution. Your temperament will be favorable to the New World Order's agenda and the desired effects that they so carefully seek out. Your predisposition and that of your children will be that of an indifferent, drugged up rat. Because that is what most of you are, like it or not. And I don't mean any offense. I mean to awaken, to make aware and enlighten. Most of you will rat on people like me. Oh, he looks like a terrorist. Let's call the police before he can hurt any of our elitist masters. Before he can put an end to this disgrace. Let us turn him in. Oh, I heard that they give people money. There's hotlines that award people money for turning people like him in. Oh, he's wanted on the news for fighting back. Let me turn him in. Oh, he seems to be acting strange. Let me call the police and tell them there's a suspicious person. There's someone who seems to be mentally ill, what have you. Because you are a drugged up, desperate rat. Whether you want to admit it or not. How much money would it take for you to turn in your own mother? How much money would it take for you to sleep with somebody and to sleep with the sex that you're not attracted to if you're not homosexual or bisexual? How much would it take you to suck a dick? How much would it take you to sell out and to push their agenda and to promote the things that you don't agree with? How much would it take to pay you? How much would it take to get you to turn a blind eye? How much would it take for you to join the winning team on a very pathetic level? Now I ask you all one last time, what kind of pitiful, pathetic, sniveling, drugged up, dopey, dope fiend fucking child will yours be? Will it be a psychiatric child? Will he be a painkiller child? Will he be an alcoholic child? Will he be an illicit street drug child? What kind will yours be? Or perhaps you will just abort him because you can't afford it in the first place. And the people who have done this to you do not include me. Before you get mad at me, oh, don't you dare get mad at me. Because believe it or not, like it or not, I am the closest thing to the good guy that you will probably ever even encounter. I don't even know if I should say thank you like I usually do. Or should I say good luck? And in fact, good luck.